why aren't they talking about this? I just checked the patch notes or whatever, right? And I just don't think that they're talking about some stuff that I've been noticing. Like, what? Right now, Deliver the Bomb actually counts towards your 10 160s. And that's actually been the way that I've been able to get this Survivor Supercharger for this week and the previous week before. I don't know why Epic decided to do this shit back to back, like give us Survivor Superchargers back to back, which like you would think I'd be okay with, but low key, bro. And this goes into why I also like this change. I'm gonna get into the change in a minute, but 160s tend to be very time consuming. If I'm not doing it solo, even if I'm with a team or whatever, right, it is very time consuming. Not to mention, if I'm being honest with y'all, it definitely comes down to playstyle, because some people tend to build a lot more and some people tend to build a lot less. They rather, you know what I'm saying, just shoot it out, you know what I'm saying, they rather just shoot it out. Personally, I'm in the middle. I would rather shoot it out if I'm being honest, but at the same time, when it comes to 160s, I tend to build a lot more. As such, I tend to always build in 160s, even if I'm playing with the team. It tends to always just follow me to build. So you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna get us right. I'm gonna get us right. We gotta win. We need to win. Like, damn. So I tend to build, and because I build all the time, I tend to always go into missions with no mats. Yes, I'm gonna get to Deliver the Bomb. All right, I'm gonna get there. But that's leading me to talk about somebody that I talked a lot of trash about in one of my previous videos, which is Undercover Buzz. I gotta give her flowers, and I gotta admit that the young nigga was wrong. He was wrong, chat. He was wrong. This girl just gave me pretty much 3 stacks of efficiency just based off of her commander perk alone. One thing that I did say was that you need to have her in lead in order for you to justify the use of her. And I still agree with that, but I made it sound as if she was useless. You know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't farm with her at all compared to Archeola and, you know what I'm saying, Fossil Southie, but that's just simply not true. I think she's honestly comparable to them now because I'm able to get my mats so fast with her. Now, it is still not in a good enough flow to get base mats like brick, metal, and wood and stuff like that. You still gotta punch over and over for that stuff. You can get it a lot quicker than her, but she's really good at getting your mats for traps, and that she came through with the gas for me, I ain't gonna lie, because I've been running 10 160, so I've low-key been getting all the mats that I need. And I said this in one of my previous videos, I have a flow. Like, me using traps tends to make me gain materials, as in I'm using materials so that I can get more space to actually get more materials. Because one thing about it is my storage. I checked my storage a couple weeks ago and I found out that they weren't stacking right. There was some stats that was like 200, there were some stats that were 500, and I'm like, no, you're supposed to be 999. You're not supposed to be stacking like that. What? So I had to transfer some stuff over so I could consolidate it and then put it back in there, like, and that fixed my problem. So y'all could actually have way more storage than you think, but it's just that your storage is bugging out. So low-key, y'all need to check y'all stuff. But I'm saying all that to say, because of the fact that Epic actually changed it to where now Deliver the Bomb can count towards your 160s, your 10 160s, by the way, I don't actually have to do the more egregiously aggressively aggressively you know what I'm trying to say. I don't really, you know what I'm saying, I don't really gotta do all that stuff that be stressing nigga after him. So because I ain't gotta do all them, I'm actually able to sustain my mats a lot more, and it's not that time consuming either. So you know what I'm saying, it's cool. It's almost as if, you know what I'm saying, they be watching the young nigga videos, and because now Deliver the Bomb got modifiers, and I don't know if y'all noticed, but I said something like that in one of my previous videos. Ooh. Last thing I want to talk about is these defenders, and I actually think that these guys got patched. And let me explain why. Like I said, I mainly use defenders in ventures because I can actually justify them making mistakes in ventures, because ventures is not like, it's not that hard for me. It's not like the 160s where if I lose all my materials. I can't get them back that easily. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, like they're way lower level now, because back then they used to just stay 130 whenever, because I'm still in the lower level in ventures, y'all. I told y'all I have a hard time playing ventures, but I'm still in a low level, and they used to just be straight up 130. Now they were like 94 when I was in like the 46 zones and stuff like that. And I was like, whoa, I don't remember y'all being like that. And then not to mention they're also getting dropped off. Like they're actually dying now. They weren't doing that before. These guys were immortal pretty much, like in the beginning game adventures. So that also leads me to believe that the weapons that they have are also a lot lower in level as well, which is okay. I'm cool with that, because I won't lie, that was one of my biggest criticisms with defenders. I do agree with y'all. I'm that lame. I'm that lame nigga. I'm him, because I was the one that was talking about the defenders, and like now they're nerfed and y'all probably gonna be on my ass about that. I ain't gonna lie. The only thing I can say is I apologize. I didn't want to ruin y'all fun. I probably should have just stayed silent. But it just was the fact that my criticisms were true though. They were true, and Epic fixed it. So I don't know what to tell y'all, bro. That should be pretty much everything. I know that they also released the new AR, but I can't really talk about it because I myself haven't used it yet.